So a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to one and also. In the number particular standard SA 210 SA 210 agreeing the terms of audit engagement. And that agreeing the terms of audit engagement. And that agreeing the terms of audit engagement. So my very first question to you is, what do you mean by engagement? ഈ എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ് എന്നാൽ എന്താണ്? ഈ എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ് എന്ന വാക്കിന്റെ അർത്ഥം എന്താണ്? എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ് എന്താണ് എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ്? സോ നമുക്ക് ആദ്യം എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ് എന്താണെന്ന് പഠിക്കാം, അതിനുശേഷം നമുക്ക് ഓഡിറ്റ് എൻഗേജ്മെന്റിനെ കുറിച്ച് പഠിക്കാം. ശ്രദ്ധിക്കണം. For example, right now I'm a chartered accountant. Right now I'm engaging here as a faculty to you. Correct അല്ലേ? Right now I'm engaging in front of you as a faculty. Okay ആണോ? Yes. At my office I'm engaging there as a principal. At my client's place I'm engaging there as an auditor. So what do you mean by engagement? Engagement എന്നാൽ എന്താണ്? See, basically for a chartered accountant 4 type of engagement ഉണ്ട്. തൽക്കാലം ഇവിടെ എഴുതാൻ പറ്റുന്നെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നില്ല. So I will do one thing. Okay. ഇവിടെ നിങ്ങളുടെ മുന്നിൽ ഇപ്പം സ്ക്രീൻ ഏതാണുള്ളത്? ഒരു വൈറ്റ് സ്ക്രീൻ അല്ലേ കാണുന്നത്? വൈറ്റ് സ്ക്രീൻ അല്ലേ കാണുന്നത്? Please comment in the chat box. Yes. Okay, fine. Okay. See, basically എത്ര ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ്സ് ഉണ്ട് നമുക്ക് നോക്കാം. എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ്സ് 4 ടൈപ്പാണ്. ഓക്കെ, ഒന്ന് ഓഡിറ്റ് എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ്, അഷ്വറൻസ് എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ്, റിവ്യൂ എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ്, റിലേറ്റഡ് സർവീസ് എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ്. അതായത് ആസ് എ ചാർട്ടേഡ് അക്കൗണ്ടന്റ് എനിക്ക് 4 ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ്സ് ഉണ്ട്. ഓഡിറ്റ്, അഷ്വറൻസ്, റിലേറ്റഡ് സർവീസ്, റിവ്യൂ. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, ഞാനൊരു കമ്പനിയിൽ ഓഡിറ്റ് എനിക്ക് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യാം, അഷ്വറൻസ് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യാം, അവർക്ക് റിവ്യൂ ചെയ്തു കൊടുക്കും. എടാ, ഈ റിവ്യൂ എന്നുള്ള വാക്ക് നമ്മൾ ആദ്യമായിട്ടാണ് കേൾക്കുന്നത്? അല്ല, നമ്മൾ ലിമിറ്റഡ് അഷ്വറൻസ് പഠിച്ചിട്ടില്ല. ഓർക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ? റിവ്യൂ, ലിമിറ്റഡ് അഷ്വറൻസ് പഠിച്ച സമയത്ത് ബേസിക്സിന്റെ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നു. അതായത് ഈ ലിസ്റ്റഡ് കമ്പനീസിൽ 3 മാസം കൂടുന്ന സമയത്ത് അവർ ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് ഇഷ്യൂ ചെയ്യണം. അത് ആസ് എൻ ഓഡിറ്റർ നമ്മൾ അൺഓഡിറ്റഡ് ആണെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ എന്താണ് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യുക? നമ്മൾ റിവ്യൂ ആണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. റിവ്യൂ ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് നമ്മൾ കൊടുക്കുന്ന അഷ്വറൻസ് ഏതാണ്? ലിമിറ്റഡ് അഷ്വറൻസ് ആണ്. ഓർക്കുന്നുണ്ടോടാ? യെസ്. സോ ആസ് എൻ ഓഡിറ്റർ എനിക്ക് 4 ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ് ഉണ്ട്. എന്തൊക്കെയാണ്? ഓഡിറ്റിംഗ്, അഷ്വറൻസ്, റിലേറ്റഡ് സർവീസ്, റിവ്യൂ. റിവ്യൂ എന്താണെന്ന് മനസ്സിലായി, ഓഡിറ്റ് എന്താണെന്ന് നമുക്കറിയാം. അഷ്വറൻസ്, നമ്മളിപ്പോ ഒരു സർട്ടിഫിക്കേഷൻ വർക്കാണ് കൊടുക്കുന്നത് എന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുക, അതൊരു അഷ്വറൻസ് സർവീസ് ആണ്. ഞാനൊരു കമ്പനിക്ക് ഒരു നെറ്റ്വർക്ക് സർട്ടിഫിക്കറ്റ് കൊടുക്കുകയാണ്, അതൊരു അഷ്വറൻസ് വർക്കാണ്. നെക്സ്റ്റ്, റിലേറ്റഡ് സർവീസ്. എടാ, എനിക്കൊരു കമ്പനിയുടെ ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്തൂടെ? ആസ് എ ചാർട്ടേഡ് അക്കൗണ്ടന്റ് എനിക്കൊരു കമ്പനിയുടെ ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്തൂടെ? കമന്റ് ഇൻ ദ ചാറ്റ് ബോക്സ്, യെസ് ഓർ നോ. As a chartered accountant, can I help a company in preparing the financial statement? Yes or no? Yes അല്ലേ? ആ കമ്പനി ഞാൻ ഓഡിറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പാടില്ല എന്നല്ലേടെ ഉള്ളൂ. ഈ നോ ഇട്ട് കുട്ടികൾ എന്തിനാണെന്ന് എനിക്ക് മനസ്സിലായി. സർ, ഒരു ചാർട്ടേഡ് അക്കൗണ്ടന്റ് എങ്ങനെയാ സർ ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യാൻ ഹെൽപ്പ്? എടാ, ഒരു ഓഡിറ്റർ ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യാൻ പാടില്ല. ഒരു ചാർട്ടേഡ് അക്കൗണ്ടിനെ ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്തൂടെ? If I am helping a company to prepare the financial statement, ആ കമ്പനി ഞാൻ ഓഡിറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പാടില്ല എന്നല്ലേ ഉള്ളൂ. എനിക്കൊരു കമ്പനി ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യാൻ പാടില്ല എന്ന് എവിടെയെങ്കിലും പറയുന്നുണ്ടോ? മനസ്സിലാവുന്നുണ്ടോടാ? യെസ് സർ, ഗോട്ട് ഇറ്റ് സർ. എടാ, സെക്ഷൻ 144 നിങ്ങൾ ആ കമ്പനിയുടെ ഓഡിറ്റർ ആണെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ ആ കമ്പനിയുടെ ബുക്സ് ഓഫ് അക്കൗണ്ട്സ് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യാൻ പാടില്ല എന്നല്ലേടാ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ളത്. കമ്പനീസ് ആക്ട് സെക്ഷൻ 144 സർവീസസ് നോട്ട് ടു ബി റെൻഡർഡ്. ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ കമ്പനി ഓഡിറ്ററിനെ കുറിച്ചല്ല ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത്, ഞാനൊരു ചാർട്ടേഡ് അക്കൗണ്ടിനെ കുറിച്ചാണ് പറഞ്ഞത്. Can a chartered accountant help a company to prepare the financial statement? Yes അല്ലേടാ? യെസ് ആണ് സർ. ഓക്കെ ആണോടാ? മനസ്സിലാവുന്നുണ്ടോ? യെസ്. സോ മൊത്തത്തിൽ 4 ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ്സ് ഉണ്ടാ. ഓഡിറ്റ് എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ്, അഷ്വറൻസ്, റിലേറ്റഡ് സർവീസ്, റിവ്യൂ. അതിനകത്ത് നമ്മൾ ഓഡിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് നമ്മൾ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ്സ് ഓൺ ഓഡിറ്റിംഗ്. ഓക്കെ ആണോ? നമ്മൾ ഓഡിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് നമ്മൾ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് ഇത് സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ്സ് ഓൺ ഓഡിറ്റിംഗ്. അഷ്വറൻസ് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് നമ്മൾ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ്സ് ഓൺ അഷ്വറൻസ് എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ്. റിവ്യൂ ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് നമ്മൾ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ്സ് ഓൺ റിവ്യൂ എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ്. റിലേറ്റഡ് സർവീസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് നമ്മൾ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ്സ് ഓൺ റിലേറ്റഡ് സർവീസ്. സോ മൊത്തത്തിൽ ബേസിക്കലി 4 ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ്സ് ഉണ്ടടാ. ഓഡിറ്റ്, അഷ്വറൻസ്, റിവ്യൂ, റിലേറ്റഡ് സർവീസ്. ഓഡിറ്റ്, അഷ്വറൻസ്, റിവ്യൂ, റിലേറ്റഡ് സർവീസ്. ഓഡിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് നമ്മൾ ഏത് സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ്സ് ആണ് ഫോളോ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്? സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ്സ് ഓൺ ഓഡിറ്റിംഗ്. നമ്മൾ റിവ്യൂ ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് ഏതാ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുക? സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ്സ് ഓൺ റിവ്യൂ എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ്. റിലേറ്റഡ് സർവീസിന്റെ സമയത്ത് സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ്സ് ഓൺ റിലേറ്റഡ് സർവീസ്. and assurance in സമയത്ത് standards on assurance engagement. Standards on assurance engagement. Okay ആണോടാ? ജസ്റ്റ് ഒരു ഐഡിയ കിട്ടിയോ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ്സ് എന്താണ് എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ? എടാ എൻഗേജ്മെന്റ് എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ആസ് എ ചാർട്ടേഡ് അക്കൗണ്ടന്റ് എനിക്ക് എന്തൊക്കെ സർവീസ് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യാം? എനിക്ക് എന്തൊക്കെ സർവീസ് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും? ഓഡിറ്റ് സർവീസ് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യാം, റിവ്യൂ സർവീസ് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യാം, റിലേറ്റഡ് സർവീസ് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യാം, അഷ്വറൻസ് സർവീസ് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യാം. ഓഡിറ്റ് എന്താണെന്ന് നമുക്കറിയാം, റിവ്യൂ എന്താണെന്ന് നമുക്കറിയാം, അഷ്വറൻസ് എന്താണ്? ഒരു സർട്ടിഫിക്കേഷൻ വർക്ക്സ് ഒക്കെയാണ് ഞാൻ ചാർട്ടേഡ് അക്കൗണ്ടന്റ് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നെങ്കിൽ അതൊരു അഷ്വറൻസ് വർക്കാണ്. റിലേറ്റഡ് സർവീസ് എന്ന് എന്തൊക്കെയാണ്? ഒരു ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് ഞാൻ പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്ത് കൊടുക്കുകയാണ്, അത് റിലേറ്റഡ് സർവീസ് ആണ്. മനസ്സിലാവുന്നുണ്ടോടാ? യെസ് സർ. ഓക്കെ ആണോടാ? പ്ലീസ് കമന്റ് ഇൻ ദി ചാറ്റ് ബോക്സ്. യെസ് സർ, ഗോട്ട് ഇറ്റ്. ഓക്കെ. ഒരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ പറയാം. ഈ സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡിന്റെ പ്രസക്തി എന്താണെന്ന് പറയാം. ഒരു ക്ലയന്റ് വന്നിട്ട് എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞു, സർ എന്റെ കമ്പനി ഓഡിറ്റ് ചെയ്യാമോ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. ഒന്നും ആലോചിക്കാതെ നമുക്കൊരു കമ്പനിയുടെ ഒരു എൻറ്റിറ്റി, ഒരു ക്ലയന്റിന്റെ വർക്ക് ആക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുമോ? ഒന്നും ആലോചിക്കാതെ നമുക്കൊരു ക്ലയന്റിന്റെ വർക്ക് ആക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുമോ? നോ അല്ലെ? സോ ബിഫോർ ആക്സെപ്റ്റിംഗ് ദ വർക്ക് ഐ ഷുഡ് ടെൽ മൈ ടേംസ് ആൻഡ് കണ്ടീഷൻ ടു ദ ക്ലയന്റ്. എന്റെ ടേംസ് ആൻഡ് കണ്ടീഷൻസ് ക്ലയന്റ് എഗ്രി ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഐ വിൽ ആക്സെപ്റ്റ് ദ വർക്ക്. മനസ്സിലാവുന്നുണ്ടോടാ? I have, as an auditor, as a chartered accountant, before accepting the work, the chartered accountant has to express his terms and condition to the client. As an auditor, before accepting the work, the chartered accountant has to express his terms and condition to the client. Okay with my terms and condition. If the client accepts my terms and condition, I will accept the work of the client. I will accept the work. മനസ്സിലാവുന്നുണ്ടോടാ? So before acceptance, I should express my terms and condition. So അതാണ് ഈ സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡിന്റെ പ്രസക്തി. Agreeing the terms of the audit engagement. മനസ്സിലാവുന്നുണ്ടോടാ? സോ ഇവിടെ മക്കളെ ഇവിടെ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കുക പ്ലീസ്. ഇവിടെ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കുക. എടാ ഒരു വർക്ക് ചാർട്ടേഡ് അക്കൗണ്ടന്റ് കിട്ടുന്ന സമയത്ത് ആ ചാർട്ടേഡ് അക്കൗണ്ടന്റ് എക്സ്പ്രസ് ഹിസ് ടേംസ് ആൻഡ് കണ്ടീഷൻ. ആ ടേംസ് ആൻഡ് കണ്ടീഷൻ ക്ലയന്റ് ആക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ മാത്രമേ ഞാൻ ഈ വർക്ക് ആക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യത്തുള്ളൂ. സോ ദിസ് പെർട്ടിക്കുലർ സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ് ഈസ് ടെല്ലിംഗ് ടു ദ ഓഡിറ്റർ you should is telling to the chartered accountant, the auditor, you should express your terms and condition before you accept the work എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. മനസ്സിലാവുന്നുണ്ടോടാ? ഹലോ, can you see me? Yes, okay, fine. So ഈ ഒരു പെർട്ടിക്കുലർ സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ് എന്താ പറയുന്നത്? ബിഫോർ ആക്സെപ്റ്റിംഗ് ദ വർക്ക് യു ഷുഡ് എക്സ്പ്രസ് യുവർ ടേംസ് ആൻഡ് കണ്ടീഷൻ എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. മനസ്സിലാവുന്നുണ്ടോടാ? യെസ് സർ, ഗോട്ട് ഇറ്റ് സർ. സോ സി, ഫസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ഓൾ ഒരു മാനേജ്മെന്റ് ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് എന്താ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്? ആ മാനേജ്മെന്റ് while they are preparing the financial statement അവർ എന്താ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്? when they are preparing the financial statement, accounting standard അഥവാ ഇൻഡേസ്. കറക്റ്റ് അല്ലടാ? യെസ്. ഒരു ഓഡിറ്റർ ഓഡിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് എന്താ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്? ഓഡിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് എന്താ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്? സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ്സ് ഓൺ ഓഡിറ്റിംഗ്. ഓക്കെ ആണല്ലോടാ? യെസ്. സോ auditor should comply to the standards on auditing. Correct alle? Auditor should comply to the standards on auditing. Correct alle? Yes. This particular standard is telling to the auditor. This particular standard is asking the auditor, you should express your terms and conditions before you accept the work. Nee oru work accept cheyna munne ninte terms and conditions nee പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കണം. സർ എന്തിനാ സർ ഈ ടേംസ് ആൻഡ് കണ്ടീഷൻ പറയുന്നത്? so that there will be a common understanding between the auditor and the client. So that we can establish a common understanding between the auditor and the client. എടാ വളരെ സിമ്പിൾ ആയിട്ട് പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ക്ലയന്റ് വന്നിട്ട് എന്തോ ഓഡിറ്റ് ചെയ്യാമോ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. ഞാൻ ഒരു ടേംസ് ആൻഡ് കണ്ടീഷൻസ് ഒന്നും പറയാതെ വർക്ക് ഒക്കെ ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഓഡിറ്റ് റിപ്പോർട്ട് സബ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്ത ശേഷം ഞാൻ പറയാണ് എന്റെ ഫീസ് 10 ലക്ഷം രൂപയാണ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സമയത്ത് ക്ലയന്റ് പറയാണ്, അയ്യോ ഐ വാസ് നോട്ട് എക്സ്പെക്ടിങ് 10 lakh rupees ഫീസ്, ഐ വാസ് എക്സ്പെക്ടിങ് സംവാട്ട് അറൌണ്ട് 1 lakh or 2 lakh rupees എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഞാൻ ഇത്രയും ചെയ്ത വർക്ക്, ഞാൻ ഇത്രയും ചെയ്ത പണി വെറുതെ ആയി പോയില്ലേ? So don't you think I have to tell to the client about my fees at least before accepting the work? Please comment in the chat box. At least before accepting the work, don't you think I have to tell the fees and all? Alle karchalada? Yes alle? Yes. So this particular standard is asking the auditor before accepting the work, you should establish the preconditions for the audit. Endana preconditions for the audit? What may be preconditions? What may be preconditions of an audit before you accepting the audit? you should establish some condition. Before you accepting the audit, you should establish some condition. That is called precondition. Precondition എന്നാണ് പറഞ്ഞത്. It's not post condition. It is precondition of an audit. Before you accept the audit, you should establish some condition. Why are you establishing this condition? So that there will be a common understanding between the auditor and the client. Is this point okay to you? First point. What is the objective of this particular standard? Do you remember we learned SA 200 objective? നമ്മളൊരു സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ് പഠിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് ആദ്യം ആ സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ് ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ് ആണ് പഠിച്ചത്. ഓർക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ? SA 200 objective to obtain reasonable assurance whether the financial statement as a whole is free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error, thereby enabling the auditor to express the opinion എന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞത് ഓർക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ? Yes sir, got it sir. Same way ഈ ഒരു സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡിൽ നമ്മൾ ആദ്യം പഠിക്കേണ്ടത് എന്താണ്? ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ് ആണ്. ഈ ഒരു പെർട്ടിക്കുലർ സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ് ഓഡിറ്ററിനോട് എന്താ പറയുന്നത്? ഈ ഒരു പെർട്ടിക്കുലർ സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ് ഓഡിറ്ററിനോട് എന്താ പറയുന്നത്? ഓഡിറ്റർ, you should establish the precondition. Okay, I will establish my precondition, but why should I establish the precondition? So that there is a common understanding between the auditor and the client. So that there is a common understanding between the auditor and the client. മനസ്സിലാവുന്നുണ്ടോടാ? First point മനസ്സിലായോ ഇല്ലയോ? Please, I'm having a bit of back pain, but still okay ആണോടാ? Clear ആണോ? Yes sir, got it sir, fine. So ഞാൻ വീണ്ടും പറയേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ലല്ലോ. I hope that is clear to you. Okay ആണല്ലോ? Yes. So first point എന്താ പറഞ്ഞത്? Establish a precondition. Establish a precondition. So my next question is, what are the preconditions to an audit? What are the preconditions to an audit? What are the preconditions to an audit? So the first precondition is determine whether the AFRF to be applied in the preparation of financial statement is acceptable or not. Okay, my question to you. ഇന്ത്യയിൽ ഒരു കമ്പനിയെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് അവർക്ക് ആപ്ലിക്കബിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ റിപ്പോർട്ടിംഗ് ഫ്രെയിംവർക്ക് ഏതാണ്? ഇന്ത്യയിൽ ഒരു കമ്പനിയെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് അവർക്ക് ആപ്ലിക്കബിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ റിപ്പോർട്ടിംഗ് ഫ്രെയിംവർക്ക് ഏതാണ്? കമന്റ് ഇൻ ദി ചാറ്റ് ബോക്സ്. AS മാത്രമാണോ? AS and Ind AS. Okay, fine. See, ഒരു കമ്പനി US GAAP പ്രകാരം ഒരു ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യും. ഒരു കമ്പനി US GAAP പ്രകാരം ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യും. എന്നിട്ട് എന്നോട് വന്നിട്ട് പറയണം, സർ യു ഷുഡ് ഓഡിറ്റ് ദിസ്. Can I accept that work or not? Please comment in the chat box. Can I accept that work or not? Answer actually yes ആണ്. Actually answer yes ആണ്. പക്ഷേ I can't use the word true and fair. Okay. സർ, ഒരു കമ്പനി, ഇന്ത്യയിലുള്ള കമ്പനി എന്തിനാണ് സർ US GAAP പ്രകാരം ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്? അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു അവസ്ഥ വരുമോ? യെസ് ഓർ വരും. Just imagine there is a company called ABCD. The name of my company is ABCD. The holding company of this ABCD is in America. Okay, the holding company of ABCD is in America. So in America they prepare the financial statement as per US GAAP. Correct allada? Yes. So consolidated financial statement ആരാ prepare ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്? The holding company of ABCD അല്ലേ? അല്ലടാ, അമേരിക്കയിലുള്ള ABCDയുടെ ഹോൾഡിംഗ് കമ്പനിയിലെ കൺസോളിഡേറ്റഡ് ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്? യെസ് അല്ലേ? ഹലോ, കമന്റ്. യെസ്. ഓക്കെ. സോ ദ കൺസോളിഡേറ്റഡ് ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് ആരാ പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്? അമേരിക്കയിലുള്ള ഹോൾഡിംഗ് കമ്പനി. സോ ഇന്ത്യയിലുള്ള നമ്മുടെ ഈ ABCD കമ്പനി AS Ind AS പ്രകാരമുള്ള ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് അവിടെ അയച്ചു കൊടുത്താൽ ക്യാൻ ദേ ഡു ദ കൺസോളിഡേഷൻ? അവരുടെ US ഗാപ്പിലാണ്, നമ്മുടെ Ind ASലാണ്. രണ്ടും കൂടി കൺസോളിഡേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുമോ? പറ്റത്തില്ല. അപ്പൊ അവരെന്ത് പറയും നമ്മളോട്? ABCDനോട് എന്ത് പറയും? നിങ്ങളും US ഗാപ്പിനകത്ത് ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യണമെന്ന് പറയും. അപ്പൊ ഇവർ ഈ ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് US ഗാപ്പിന് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യത്തില്ലേ? മനസ്സിലാവുന്നില്ലേ? This is one situation where the Indian companies will prepare the financial statement as per US GAAP, German GAAP, whatever. Okay, other than the AFRF. മനസ്സിലാവുന്നുണ്ടോടാ? സിറ്റുവേഷൻ മനസ്സിലായോടാ? Please comment in the chat box. Yes sir, got it sir. I will explain once more. ഒന്ന് ശ്രദ്ധിക്കണം. See, before accepting the work, we should, നമ്മളൊരു വർക്ക് ആക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന മുമ്പ് first thing we should see is whether the AFRF is acceptable to us or not. Because if they are preparing the financial statement in US GAAP, German GAAP, can we accept the work? No. So in such situation, first thing before we accepting the work, we should see whether the AFRF is acceptable or not. Before accepting the work, the first precondition ആണ്, we should see whether the AFRF is acceptable or not. The AFRF used by the management in the preparation of financial statement is acceptable to us or not. What is the AFRF which is acceptable to us? AS or Ind AS. കറക്റ്റല്ലടാ? So first point എന്താണെന്ന് മനസ്സിലായോ? First point എന്താണെന്ന് മനസ്സിലായോ? First point മനസ്സിലായോ? Or is there anyone who want me to explain this again? First point മനസ്സിലായോടാ? Yes sir, got it sir. Thank you. Yes, clear. Okay, so I will just explain once again. Please, those who are not able to understand earlier, please listen right now. Okay, before accepting a work, we should see whether the financial statement is prepared in that financial reporting framework which is acceptable to us. Before accepting the work, we should see whether the financial statement is prepared in the financial reporting framework which is acceptable to us. Okay, Anoda? Yes, fine. Second point. For example, let me take someone's name from the chat list. Okay, Aditya എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു കമ്പനി. ആദിത്യ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ കമ്പനി എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞു, സഞ്ജയ് സർ എന്റെ കമ്പനി വന്ന് ഓഡിറ്റ് ചെയ്യണമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു ഓക്കെ ഫൈൻ. സോ ഐ ആക്സെപ്റ്റഡ് ദ വർക്ക്. ഞാൻ അവിടെ ഓഡിറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി വന്നു. ഓഡിറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി വന്ന ശേഷം ആദിത്യ ഈസ് ആസ്കിംഗ് ടു മീ, സർ ചാർട്ടേഡ് അക്കൗണ്ടന്റ്. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു അതെ, യെസ്, ദാറ്റ്സ് വൈ യു കോൾ മീ ഫോർ ഓഡിറ്റിംഗ്. Now she is asking, sir, then you do one thing. You initially prepare the financial statement. After that, you audit the financial statement. Now the client is asking me to prepare the financial statement. Can I help them preparing the financial statement? As an auditor, can I help them in preparing the financial statement? No. Yes. So before accepting the work, I should tell to the management. That, see management, preparation of financial statement is your responsibility. Okay. So before accepting the work, I should tell to the management that preparation of financial statement is your responsibility. മനസ്സിലാവുന്നുണ്ടോടാ? Okay, Anoda? Yes. So before accepting the work, I should have an agreement with the management that they acknowledge their responsibility. Okay. So before accepting the work, I should tell to the management that they should acknowledge their responsibility. What is their responsibility? Responsibility number 1. എന്താണ്? Preparation of financial statement as per AFRF. So before accepting the work, I should tell to the management, you should acknowledge your responsibility. What are the responsibilities of management? First point, preparation of financial statement as per AFRF. Okay, order first point. Yes. Second point, financial statement, management prepare financial statement mistake varadirikkunna responsibility ആരുടെയാണ്? സർ മനസ്സിലായില്ല സർ. മാനേജ്മെന്റ് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഈ ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് ഇല്ലേ, ഇതിനകത്ത് മിസ്റ്റേക്സ് ഒന്നും വരാൻ പാടില്ല എന്ന റെസ്പോൺസിബിലിറ്റി ആരുടെയാണ്? ഓപ്ഷൻ നമ്പർ 1 ഓഡിറ്റർ, ഓപ്ഷൻ നമ്പർ 2 മാനേജ്മെന്റ്. ആരുടെയാണ്? മാനേജ്മെന്റിന്റെ അല്ല. സോ ഇതിനകത്ത് മിസ്റ്റേക്സ് വരാതിരിക്കണമെങ്കിൽ മാനേജ്മെന്റ് ഡാഷ് ഇംപ്ലിമെന്റ് ചെയ്യണം. ടെൽ മീ. In order to prevent the misstatements in the financial statement, management should implement dash. എന്താണ്? Controls. So who is responsible for implementation of the controls? Management. So I should tell to the management, see management, it is your responsibility to implement the controls over the preparation of financial statement to ensure that the financial statement is free from misstatement. See, please, makade ivada noku. Please, ivada noku. Hear what I say. I should tell to the management that it is their responsibility to implement what? The internal controls over the preparation of financial statement to ensure that the financial statement is free from material mistakes. Okay, Anoda? Next point, okay? Internal controls to enable the preparation of financial statement to ensure they are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error. മനസ്സിലാവുന്നുണ്ടോടാ? Second point, see, first precondition. This is a very simple standard, but you have to listen. First precondition, I should see whether the financial statement is prepared in the AFRF which is acceptable to me or not. Second, I should ask the management to acknowledge their responsibility. What is the responsibility of management? First one, preparation of financial statement. Second one, to implement the controls over the preparation of financial statement to ensure they are free from material misstatements. Okay, Anoda? Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Third thing, I should tell to the management before I accept the work that if I come for audit, you should allow me to access to all the informations that you should allow me to access to the books of account. You should allow me to access to the other information. You should allow me to question the employees within the organization. I should tell all these things to the management even before I accept the work. Okay, Anoda? Third point. So please listen here. before I accept the work, I should tell to the management that if I come for audit, you should allow me to access to the information within the entity. You should allow me to question the people within the organization. If you allow all these rights, I will accept your work. This is the third point. To provide the auditor with access to all the information, additional information, and unrestricted access to the person within the entity. Unrestricted access to the persons within the entity. Unrestricted access to the persons within the entity. Please listen, please listen. To provide the auditor with access to all the information, additional information, and unrestricted access to the persons within the entity. This is all about our precondition. Once again. I feel like നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്തൊക്കെയോ കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടോ എന്ന് എനിക്കൊരു സംശയം. നിങ്ങളുടെ ഒരു റെസ്പോൺസ് കേൾക്കുന്നില്ല എനിക്ക്. മക്കളെ, ആർ യു ദേർ? Hello. Yes, sir. Clear answer. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Now answer to my question. Is there any confusion? Yes or no? Is there any confusion? No. Okay. Fine. Clear answer. Okay, fine. Sadhikala. We are discussing about SA 210, agreeing the terms of audit engagement. Okay, this particular standard is asking the auditor, you should establish precondition before you accept the work. So I asked to the SA 210, SA 210, why should I establish the precondition? Now SA 210 is telling to me, Sanjay, you should establish the precondition because so that there is a common understanding between you and the client. I said, okay, fine. That is what we learned in the first 2 points. Objective, establishing a precondition, so that is a common understanding. Okay, Anoda? Okay, answer. So my second question is, what are the preconditions? See, I have written that MF. MF is the most favorite question of ICA. Most favorite question of ICA. This question is most favorite of ICA. Okay, Anoda? Yes, sir. So what are the preconditions? First point in precondition. I should see, before I accept the work, I should see whether the financial statement is prepared by the management in the AFR which is acceptable to me. I should see whether the financial statement is prepared by the management in the AFR which is acceptable to me. Second point, I should obtain an agreement with the management that they acknowledge their responsibility. I should tell to the management that management, see, these things are your responsibility. Once I come to the audit, you should have asked me to do all these things. So management asks, sir, what are my responsibilities? Please tell me. I will tell to the management, see, preparation of financial statement as per AFR, your responsibility. Management said, oh, yes, I know this. Then I said the second responsibility, hello management, internal controls over the preparation of financial statement to ensure that the financial statement is free from material misstatement is also your responsibility. Management said, okay, fine. So I am telling to the management again, see management, if I come for audit, you should provide to me. What are the things you should provide? You should provide to me access to all the information, access to additional information, and unrestricted access to the persons within the entity. I repeat, unrestricted access to the persons within the entity. For example, ഞാൻ ആദിത്യയുടെ company audit ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി ചെന്നു. അവിടെ ചെന്ന ശേഷം I was questioning to the finance manager. പെട്ടെന്ന് ആദിത്യ വന്നിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞു, sir, you are an auditor. I have reserved a room for you. You just go inside the room, you take the financial statement, you audit. You have no right to question my people. You have no right to question my employees. ആദിത്യയുടെ contention correct ആണോ? ശരിയാണോ? Whatever Aditya has said, adu sheriyano parnadu? No, auditor has the right to question to the people within the organization. Correct? Yes. So unrestricted access to the persons within the entity. These are the preconditions. What are the 3 preconditions? First one, see whether the AFRF is acceptable or not. Second one, tell to the management their responsibility. What are the responsibility? Preparation of financial statement, internal controls. Then to provide to the auditor what? 3 things: access to all information, access to additional information, and unrestricted access to the persons within the entity. Is this question okay to you? Sir, first point is acceptable ennu vechal ayyo a point AS Indias ആണോ? ആണടാ. അതായത് നമുക്ക് acceptable ആയിട്ടുള്ള AFRF ഏതാണ്? AS ഉം Indias ഉമാണ്. See, എടാ, please listen here. See, AS Indias വെച്ചിട്ടുള്ള financial statement മാത്രമേ നമുക്ക് true and fair എന്ന keyword യൂസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റൂ. Auditor can use the keyword true and fair only and only if the financial statement is prepared as per AFRF. In other words, for example, if the financial statement is prepared as per US GAAP, instead of using the word true and fair, we should use the word prepared. We should use the word prepared. We have to say that the financial statement is prepared as per the US GAAP. We can't use the word true and fair. True and fair in the keyword we use here, our financial statement as per the number applicable financial reporting framework. Okay, sir, clear. Okay. Sorry. You said, I mean, SA 210 asked me that I should tell my terms and conditions to the client before accepting the work. How will I tell them? Phone വിളിച്ച് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി. Phone വിളിച്ചിട്ട് see ആദിത്യ ഇതൊക്കെയാണ് എൻ്റെ terms and conditions പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി. Phone വിളിച്ച് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി. No, we should send a letter to the client, and that letter is known as audit engagement letter. Audit engagement letter is a letter which is sent by the auditor to the client explaining or mentioning or expressing his terms and conditions. Okay, Anoda. So what is audit engagement letter? What is audit engagement letter? Sorry. What is audit engagement letter? It is a letter which is sent by the auditor to his client. It's a letter which is sent by the auditor to the client expressing his terms and conditions. Okay, Anoda. Okay, Anoda. Audit engagement letter. What is audit engagement letter? Yes. The next question is, what are the content of audit engagement letter? What are the content of audit engagement letter? Eda, examine two type of question. What are the principal content of audit engagement letter? What are the other content of audit engagement letter? These are two ചോദ്യങ്ങൾ വരാം. Intermediate level ഇന്നത്തെ ദിവസം വരെ പ്രിൻസിപ്പൽ കണ്ടന്റ് മാത്രമേ ചോദിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളൂ. ഇന്നത്തെ ദിവസം വരെ എക്സാമിന് പ്രിൻസിപ്പൽ കണ്ടന്റ് മാത്രമേ ചോദിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളൂ. പക്ഷെ ഒരു തവണ MTP-നകത്താണെന്നാണ് എൻ്റെ ഒരു ഓർമ്മ അതർ കണ്ടന്റ് ചോദിച്ചു. Okay, just for one time in MTP, not even in exam, MTP mock test paper if I'm not wrong, ഒരു തവണ ഇങ്ങനെ എവിടെയോ ഒരു സ്ഥലത്ത് അതർ കണ്ടന്റ് കണ്ട പോലെ ഒരു ഓർമ്മ. Okay ആണോടാ? Yes. So it's better if you learn both. Okay, പക്ഷെ ഇതുവരെ എക്സാമിന് ചോദിച്ചിട്ടില്ല, പക്ഷെ ചോദിക്കാം. Okay, പ്രിൻസിപ്പൽ കണ്ടന്റ് ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്, അതർ കണ്ടന്റ് ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. നിങ്ങളുടെ ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ട് സ്റ്റഡി മെറ്റീരിയലിനകത്ത് പ്രിൻസിപ്പൽ കണ്ടന്റ് മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ, അതർ കണ്ടന്റ് തന്നിട്ടില്ല. Okay, so it's better from the safety side. Let's do one thing. We learn the principal content and minimum 4 points from other content. Other content ഒരുപാട് points ഉണ്ട്, and minimum ഒരു 4 points നമുക്ക് പഠിക്കും. Okay ആണോടാ? Okay ആണ്. So what are the principal content? What are the principal content? Okay, so see, Satyanoda, I am issuing a letter to my client. Who am I? I am the auditor. I am issuing the letter to my client. Why am I issuing the letter? Expressing my terms and conditions. Okay, Anoda. Why am I issuing this letter? So that there is a common understanding between the auditor and the client. Okay, Anoda. Okay. So what are the principal content? So first principal content is the objective and scope. ഞാൻ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഓഡിറ്റിന്റെ ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ് എന്താണ്? What is the scope of the auditor? I should tell to my client so that there is no misunderstanding tomorrow. So today itself I will tell to you, see Baba, I am coming for auditing. My objective is to express the opinion. This is my scope. I should give, you should give me access to this. I can do this, I can do that. I will explain my scope also. The first content of audit engagement letter is objective and scope. So in order to avoid the confusions, in order to avoid the misunderstanding, I should explain to my client what are my objectives, what are my scope. Okay, so first point is objective and scope of the audit. This audit in the objective and scope and second, I will tell to the management what are my responsibilities, what are their responsibilities. Responsibilities of the auditor, responsibilities of the management. Why are we explaining all these things to the client? So that we can avoid misunderstanding, we can avoid the confusion, so that there's a common understanding. So I will tell to the client, എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് my objectives എന്തൊക്കെയാണ്, my responsibilities എന്തൊക്കെയാണ്, നിങ്ങളുടെ responsibilities എന്തൊക്കെയാണെന്ന് ഞാൻ തന്നെ പറഞ്ഞു തരാം. Okay ആണോടാ? Yes. Next, identification of AFRF. I will ask to them which is the AFRF you have used in the preparation of financial statement. I should ask them identification of AFRF. See, എനിക്ക് അറിയണ്ട അവർ ഏത് AFRF വെച്ചിട്ടാണ് financial statement prepare ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളതെന്ന്. I should know, right? So I will ask to them which is the AFRF they have used. So identification of AFRF used for the preparation of financial statement. Identification of AFRF. And last one, reference to the expected. See, what is the objective of auditor? Come into the chat box. What is the objective of auditor? Come into the chat box. What is the objective of auditor? ചെറുതായിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞാൽ what is the objective of auditor? Please fast. Express opinion, correct alle? Yes. My second question, where will I express my opinion? Where will I express where will I express my opinion? Where will I express my opinion? Newspaper, WhatsApp status ഇട്ടാൽ മതിയോ? ഇൻസ്റ്റാഗ്രാമിൽ സ്റ്റോറി ഇട്ടാൽ മതിയോ? പോരാ. എവിടെയാണ് ഓഡിറ്റ് റിപ്പോർട്ട്? എവിടെയാണ് ഓഡിറ്റ് റിപ്പോർട്ട്? കറക്റ്റ് അല്ലേ? ഈ ഓഡിറ്റ് റിപ്പോർട്ടിന്റെ എക്സ്പെക്ടഡ് ഫോം ആൻഡ് കണ്ടന്റ്, എന്റെ ഓഡിറ്റ് റിപ്പോർട്ടിന്റെ ഫോം ആൻഡ് കണ്ടന്റ് ഐ ഹാവ് ടു ടെൽ ടു ദം. Okay, because ഈ form and content is a standard form and content അല്ലെ? As per SA 700, that's a standard format. നിങ്ങളിപ്പം റിലയൻസിന്റെ എടുത്താലും ശരി, എക്സ്യുവിന്റെ എടുത്താലും ശരി, ദാറ്റ്സ് എ സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ് ഫോർമാറ്റ് അല്ലെ? ആ ഫോർമാറ്റ് ഞാൻ പറയണം, ഇതാണ് ഞാൻ ഫൈനലി കൊടുക്കാൻ പോകുന്ന ഓഡിറ്റ് റിപ്പോർട്ടിന്റെ ഫോർമാറ്റ്. Because after I providing, the company say no, I don't like this format, you should give me some other format. Can I change my format? No. So I should tell to my client the expected form and content of the report. If I am going to issue any report, the expected form and content I should explain to the client. I should explain to the client. മനസ്സിലാവുന്നുണ്ടോടാ? Yes. I should explain to my client. Fine ആണോ? Okay ആണോ? Please comment in the chat box. Yes sir, got it sir. Yes. So what are the, oh my god, okay, so what are the principal content? First one, objective and scope. Second one, auditor's responsibility. Third one, management responsibility. Fourth one, identification of AFR. Fifth one, expected form and content of the report. Okay anoda? Avadam vare okay ano? Expected form and content of the report. Okay anoda? Yes sir, got it sir. Okay. Next comes other content of audit engagement. This topic is not there in your institute study material. This topic I have taken from auditing pronouncement. Auditing pronouncement almost 20 other engagement content in there. So I have taken only few of them. Okay, which you, from this you can study only 4, minimum 4. Okay, any 4 you can learn any 4. Okay, from other content you have to learn any 4 point. Okay anoda? Yes sir, got it sir. So other content endokkana? See, don't you think before I accept the work, I should tell my fees to them? Don't you think I should say my fees to them? And the fees എത്രയാണ് ഞാൻ പറയണ്ടേ? Yes sir. പക്ഷെ പ്രിൻസിപ്പൽ കണ്ടന്റ് ഞാൻ ഫീസ് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടോ? ഇല്ല. സോ അത് ഞാൻ എവിടെ പറയും? അതർ കണ്ടന്റിൽ പറയും. See point number D point നോക്കി. Point number D ഒന്ന് നോക്കി. എന്താ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ളത് ഡിനകത്ത്? Basis on which the fees is computed. The basis on which the fees is computed and any billing arrangement. Billing arrangement means whether they have to issue the fees only after the audit, or if I completed 50% of the audit, will they issue the 50% of the fees? The billing arrangement. Okay, Anoda? So the basis on which the fees is computed, billing arrangement. Don't you think I have to say this to my client even before I accept the work? Yes sir, you should say sir. Definitely yes. So that is one point. Next point, elaboration of the scope of the audit. See, in the principal content we will explain our scope, but if we want to explain in detail, we can explain that also. Elaboration of the scope of audit. Okay. Third point, if I want to make use of the internal auditor in the organization. For example, I am auditing Aditya's company. Aditya's company internal auditor. Okay, can the statutory auditor use the internal auditor of the company? Yes baba, we can use. That's why we have a standard SA 610. Okay, using the work of internal auditor we can use. Okay, so if I want to use the internal auditor, I have to take the permission of management. So before accepting the work itself, I will tell to the management, see management, if I come to audit, I will make use of your internal auditor. You should allow me to use. So I have to tell this to the management even before I accepting the work. Arrangements involving the use of internal auditor. Next, arrangement concerning the involvement of other auditor. For example, Aditya's company ko ഒരുപാട് branches ഉണ്ടെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുക. Okay, Aditya's company is having a lot of branches. If I cannot visit some branches which is very far away from me, I will make use of some branch auditors. Okay, instead of ഞാൻ അങ്ങോട്ടേക്ക് ചെല്ലുന്നതിന് പകരം I will tell to the management that I will make use of branch auditors. So I have to make arrangements using the concerning the involvement of other auditors. Okay, Noda? So any 4 points. Elaboration of the scope of the audit, arrangements concerning the involvement of internal auditor, arrangement concerning the involvement of other auditors, the basis on which the fees is computed, then arrangements regarding the planning and performance of the audit. See, for example, I'm telling to the management, see, ഞാൻ audit ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി വരുന്ന സമയത്ത് you should provide me a room to stay. എന്റെ ടീമിൽ നിന്ന് 10 ആളുകൾ വരുന്നുണ്ട്, അവർക്ക് വേണ്ട താമസ സൗകര്യം, അവർക്ക് വേണ്ട ഫുഡിന്റെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ, ഇതൊക്കെ നിങ്ങൾ നോക്കണം. Don't you think we have to tell this before accepting the work? Don't you think we have to tell all these things before accepting the work? അല്ലേ കറച്ചല്ലടാ? Don't you think? Yes, no? Please comment in the chat box. Yes. So even before accepting the work, I will tell to my management, see management, from my team members, 10 people will come to audit. So you should make arrangements for their necessary needy things. Okay, Anoda? So that's arrangements regarding the planning and performance of the audit. Point number E. Okay, Anoda? Yes. Then H expectation that management will provide return representation. We have an entire standard regarding return representation, SA 580. So I am telling to the management, see management, I am expecting that you will provide me return representation whenever I ask. So I should tell all these things before accepting or after accepting. Comment in the chat box. Before accepting or after accepting. Please comment in the chat box. Before or after? Before. Good. Before. Fine. Before accepting, I should say. So please now itself take a screenshot and select which are the 4 points you are going to memorize. Okay, 1 minute. G point. See the G point. I have to tell to the management before I accepting the work itself. See management, even if I audit your financial statement, there are certain inherent limitations to audit. See, Korea management in many of the people think that once an audit is done, that means the financial statement there is no misstatement in the financial statement. Many people have a thought that once an audit is done, that means the financial statement is free from material mistakes. So we have to tell to the management that, see management, even if I complete my audit, there is a possibility that there are some material misstatements which I cannot detect, which I may fail to detect. So I have to tell this to the management. See, once again, look here. See, ഞാൻ ഒരു കമ്പനി ഓഡിറ്റ് ചെയ്തു എന്നതിന്റെ അർത്ഥം അവിടെ ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് ഒരു മിസ്റ്റേക്മെന്റും ഇല്ല, ഒരു മെറ്റീരിയൽ മിസ്റ്റേക്മെന്റും ഇല്ല എന്നാണോ? അല്ല, ഞാൻ I will try my maximum level best to identify the material misstatement. But even though I try my level best, there are certain misstatements which I cannot detect. This is called inherent limitations of audit. We have already learned the inherent limitations of audit. So I have to tell to the management that the fact, because the inherent limitations of the audit, there is an unavoidable risk that some material misstatements may not be detected. There will be some material misstatement which I cannot detect. So I have to tell this to the management before accepting that. See, Baba, even if I come for audit, even if I am coming for audit, even if I audit the financial statement, that is not a guarantee that all the material misstatements have been identified. There will be some material misstatements which I fail to identify. Is this point clear to you or not? Please comment in the chat box. മക്കളെ ബോറടിക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ? ഈ സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ് ബോറടിക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ? പ്ലീസ് കമന്റ് ഇൻ ദി ചാറ്റ് ബോക്സ്. ബോറടിക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ? ആർ യു ഗൈസ് ഏബിൾ ടു അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് ദി സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ്? ഇല്ല സർ. ഓക്കെ ആണ് സർ. Okay, good. Okay. So what are the things we learned? See, almost done. Almost 50% of the standard is done. Only thing we have to learn right now is ഇനി അങ്ങോട്ടേക്ക് പഠിക്കാനുള്ളത് ഒന്ന് റിക്കറിംഗ് ഓഡിറ്റ് എന്ന ടോപ്പിക് ഉണ്ട്, പിന്നെ acceptance of change in engagement. Just 2 more topics we are done with this standard. This is a very small കുഞ്ഞു സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ്, കുട്ടി സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ്. This is a kutti standard, okay? This is a small standard. But today I'm not feeling well actually. That is why I'm not getting the flow. That's the only reason, okay? Sir, board adipikatha presentation. Okay, thanks da. Actually I'm not feeling well today. അതുകൊണ്ട് എനിക്കൊരു ഫ്ലോ കിട്ടുന്നില്ല ക്ലാസ് എടുക്കുന്നില്ല, വേറെ കുഴപ്പമൊന്നുമില്ല. Okay. Anyway, let's have a quick revision. Revision is very, very important. How much ever time, എത്ര തവണ നിങ്ങൾ റിവൈസ് ചെയ്യോ അത്രയും നല്ലതാണ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് തിയറി പേപ്പർ. തിയറി പേപ്പറിനകത്ത് മാർക്ക് സ്കോർ ചെയ്യണം. തിയറി എന്നല്ല, ഏത് പേപ്പർ ആയാലും ഓക്കെ, മാർക്ക് സ്കോർ ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ മാക്സിമം നമ്പർ ഓഫ് ടൈംസ് നിങ്ങൾ റിവൈസ് ചെയ്യണം. എത്ര തവണ റിവൈസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും അത്രയും തവണ റിവൈസ് ചെയ്യണം. ഓക്കെ, after the class I will tell some of the tricks or tips I have used during my class times. Okay, when I was a student, what are the things I used to do? After the class, after I stop my recording, I will tell. Okay, yes. So we were discussing about SA 210. The name of the standard is agreeing the terms of audit engagement. There are 4 types of engagement. There are 4 types of engagement: audit, assurance, related service, and review. Audit, assurance, related service, and review. Now we are talking only about audit engagement. We don't require these 3 things. We are only talking about audit engagement. Whenever you are doing an audit, whenever you are providing an auditing service, there is a need that you should talk about your terms to the client before you accepting the work. So we are talking about agreeing the terms of audit engagement. Okay, Ananda? Yes. So what is this particular standard asking us? This particular standard is asking us that you should establish precondition. Then we ask, sir, why? So that there is a common understanding. The second question is, what are the preconditions? First one, see whether the AFRF is acceptable. Okay, Anna. Second, tell to the management their responsibility. What are the responsibility? Preparation of financial statement, internal control over the preparation of financial statement. Okay, Anna. Yes. Third condition, Anna, to provide to the auditor. What are the things they should provide to the auditor? Access to information, access to additional information, and unrestricted access to the persons within the entity. Repeat, unrestricted access to the persons within the entity. I repeat, unrestricted access to the persons within the entity. Okay, Ananda? Yes. How will I tell all these terms and conditions to the client? How am I going to tell? Can I call them and say, no, sir? How am I going to tell? I'm going to send a letter. What's the name of the letter? Audit engagement letter. Who sends this letter to whom? The auditor sends this letter to the client. Okay, Ananda? Okay, Ananda, sir. Got it, sir. What are the principal content and what are the other content? Principal content, simple. Objective and scope, auditor's responsibility, management responsibility, AFRF identification, content, form, reference to the expected form and content of the report. Objective and scope, auditor's responsibility, management responsibility. Identification of AFRF, which is the AFRF you have used. I have taught them. And last one, the audit report which I am going to give them at the final stage, at the end of the audit, are in the expected form and content. Okay, Noda? Okay, sir. Next, other content. Other content in the other content, I will elaborate on my scope. I will tell to them if I need the internal auditor, I will tell to them if I need the other auditor. Then what? Arrangements regarding the planning and performing the audit, the based on which piece is computed. Then I will tell to them, see, that is an inherent limitation of audit. It is not a guarantee that I will identify all the material misstatement. There will be some material misstatement which I may fail to detect. I should tell to them, right? Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Then I will also tell to them that I'm expecting that you will provide me written representation. Okay, I'm expecting that you will provide to me written representation whenever I'm asking. You should give it. Okay, yes. All these are the things that I should tell to the management for accepting the work. Clear or no? Clear or no? Clear, sir. Good. Yes. My next topic is recurring audit. Recurring audit. After recurring audit, I am taking a small break. Okay. My throat is tonda vattunnu in English എന്താ പറയാ എനിക്ക് മറന്നുപോയടാ. My throat is, I don't know. Okay. The tonda vattunnu. Yep. Yes. So recurring audit. Okay. Recurring എന്ന വാക്കിന്റെ അർത്ഥം എന്താണ്? Recurring. Tell me, what do you mean by recurring? Comment in the chat box. What do you mean by recurring? Repeating. Yes. Recurring means again and again occurring. Again and again occurring. Repeating. That's a repeating. So my question to you is, see here, look here. There is a company called Kokila Private Limited. Okay. What's the name of the company? Kokila Private Limited. Kokila has appointed CA Sanjay Prabhu as the auditor. So before appointing Sanjay Prabhu has issued a letter. What is the name of the letter? Comment in the chat box. What is the name of the letter? What is the name of the letter before accepting audit engagement letter? Yes. Okay. So she has appointed me for 5 years. Okay. Kokila Private Limited has appointed Sanjay Prabhu for 5 years. My question to you is, do I need to send the letter for every year, every 5 years, or my question is whether the auditor has to send the letter on each recurring audit or not. No, depends. Every year we have to send. Okay. The answer is It is not necessary to send every year, each and every year. Not necessary. Okay. But if you're sending every year, that is the best thing you can do. If you're sending every year, it is a good thing. It's a healthy habit to send every year. Okay. It is not necessary. It is not mandatory that you should mandatorily send every year. Okay. But it's a healthy habit if you send every year. But I'm going to talk about 8 situations. I'm going to talk about 8 situations. If these 8 situations happen, you are required to send the audit engagement letter compulsory. Mandatorily, you have to send the audit engagement letter. Again. And in recurring audit, it is not necessary to send the audit engagement letter every year. Okay. But now we are going to discuss about 8 situations. Under this 8 situation, you have to send the audit engagement letter necessarily, mandatorily. You have to send the audit engagement letter. Am I clear to you? Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Sir, what are the 8 situations? I need to know what are the 8 situations. Let's learn. 7 changes and 1 misunderstanding. These are the 8 points. 7 changes and 1 misunderstanding. See, 7 changes and 1 misunderstanding. I have written there Soman FLR. Soman FLR is the Soman flower. Flower in the short on FLR. Okay. Soman flower. Okay. Soman FLR. Soman FLR is the mnemonic here. Okay. How many points are there? 8 points. What are the 8 points? 7 changes of one misunderstanding. Let's learn. What are the 7 changes and misunderstanding? Let's learn. First one. If there is a change in the audit engagement. If there is a change in the audit engagement. Sir, what do you mean by that? For example, Kokila has appointed me as an internal auditor. From next year, Kokila is asking me to do the statutory audit. Company audit. Don't you think whenever there is a change in the audit engagement, I need to issue a audit engagement letter? Tell me. There's a change in the audit engagement. Till now, I was the internal auditor. Now she's asking me, sir, enough, internal auditing is enough. Now onwards, you do company audit. So when there's a change in the audit engagement, don't you think I need to issue a letter? Yes, sir, because my fees changes, my scope changes, everything is changing. So I need to issue a audit engagement letter. Next, there's a change in the senior management. See, initially when Kokila appointed me, I have discussed my terms and conditions to the management. They agreed to my terms and conditions. Now in the company Kokila Private Limited, the management changes. When the management changes, don't you think I again want to go and talk about my terms and conditions? See, the management who agreed to my terms and conditions is now replaced. Now that's a new management. Don't you think I need to tell about my terms and conditions to the new management also? Please comment in the chat box, yes or no. Are you actually understanding? What about others? See, 100 full. Zoom is full. 100 people already is there. What about others? Yes. Good. Clear answer. See, even though the batch is free, make sure that you are getting something from this batch. Okay? Make sure you are getting something. Chuma, don't waste your 2 hours time. You should get something from this batch. Whenever I'm using my energy, you should get something from my energy. Okay? Make sure about that. Yes. So first one, changes in the audit engagement. Change in the audit engagement. Second one, change in the senior management. Third one, management and ownership change. Earlier management changes. Now the entire ownership changed. Okay, entire ownership. Sir, can you give me an example? Maybe a company, Kokila company is acquired by somebody. Kokila company is acquired by some other company. When the ownership change, again I need to change. Again I need to discuss my terms and conditions to the new owners. Okay, Oda? Yes. Fourth one, change in the nature or size of the entity. For example, nature. For example, Kokila Private Limited company was engaged in the business of chain of restaurants. Okay, chain of restaurants. Okay, Kokila is a company which was engaged in the business of restaurant business. Okay, that was the nature. Now, in addition to restaurant business, now they are going to start another business. What's the another business? They are going to start textile industry. Kokila restaurant, Kokila silks, Kokila hotel Kokila, hotel textile, Kokila Silks. Now they are entering into new industry, textile industry. When there's a change in the nature of business, don't you think auditor also needs to change his terms and conditions? Don't you think auditor needs to change his terms and conditions? Earlier, I only need to audit this hotel. Now I need to I need to audit the hotel as well as the textile. Whenever there's a change in the nature of the entity, are you guys able to understand? Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Change in the size of the business. Change in the size of the business. Change in the nature or size of the size. For example, Kokila is a company which was only operating in Tamil Nadu. Okay. Right now, they expanded their business from Tamil Nadu to Kerala also. Operating both in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. When the size increases, don't you think we need to change the terms and conditions? Please comment in the chat box. Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Because we change the work earlier only Tamil Nadu, now Tamil Nadu plus Kerala also. So we need to change our terms and conditions. So first point on change in the audit engagement. Second, change in the senior management. Now all system change. Now change in the nature or size. Next, change in the legal and regulatory requirement. Change in the legal and regulatory requirement. For example, earlier, GST audit വേണ്ടായിരുന്നു. Okay. Now GST department is asking the criteria change. Now Kokila needs to get her GST accounts audited. So when there's a change in the legal requirements, don't you think we will change our terms and conditions? When there's a change in the legal requirement, don't you think we need to get the terms and conditions audited? Another example, I will give you one more example. Earlier, Kokila is a company which does not require CARO reporting. Okay, from this year, they need CARO reporting. When there's a change in the legal requirements, don't you think we need to change our terms and conditions? Please comment in the chat box. You understand the point or not? After discussing entire 8 point, just comment the point which you need to explain again. Okay, after discussing entire 8 point, not now. Okay, yes. Okay, sir. So change in the legal and regulatory requirement. Next, change in the financial reporting framework adopted in the preparation. Now, Kokila was preparing the financial statement as per accounting standard. From next year onwards, she needs to prepare the financial statement as per Ind AS. Don't you think I need to change my terms and conditions? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because in Ind AS, the compliance is more. Okay, no? Yes. So when there's a change in the financial reporting framework, change in other reporting requirements. Other reporting requirements are CARO reporting. Till today, she does not want CARO reporting. Now, her company requires CARO reporting. We will discuss about CARO afterwards. Okay, section 143, subsection 11. We will discuss about CARO afterwards. But for time being, when there's a change in other reporting requirements, till yesterday, she does not want CARO reporting. But in the CARO reporting, so write that near point number 7, CARO reporting. Change in other reporting. Last one, misunderstanding. Management misunderstand the scope and objective. When the management misunderstand the scope and objective, I will again send my audit engagement letter. What is the first content of audit engagement letter? Principal content first point. Tell me. Comment in the chat box. Principal content first point. Principal content first point. Objective and scope. Scope matrano. Objective and scope. Yes. So when the management misunderstand my objective and scope, I will again send my terms and conditions. I will again send my audit engagement letter. Okay, Noda? These are the 8 points. 7 changes, 1 misunderstanding. What is the 1 misunderstanding? The entity misunderstands the objective and scope. Then 7 changes. What are the 7 changes? Change in the audit engagement, change in the senior management, change in the ownership, change in the nature and size, change in the legal requirement, change in the financial reporting framework, change in the other reporting requirement. 7 changes, 1 misunderstanding. 7 changes, 1 misunderstanding. Are you guys able to understand? Please comment in the chat box. Come on. Yes, sir. Yes. Okay. Stop commenting. Just comment if you want me to explain any of these 8 points again. Just the number 1 to 8. Number. If you want me to explain again, only those people. Don't write yes, no. Only those people who want point number 8. Okay. Point number 5. Okay. Point number 8 and point number 5. Okay. Point number 8. Sir, 2, 3 ഏകദേശം same അല്ലേ? 2, 3 ഏകദേശം same ആണ്. മാനേജ്മെന്റ് ആണോ ഒന്ന് ഓണേഴ്സ് ആണ്? ഏകദേശം അല്ല സെയിം ആണോ എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചാൽ ഒന്ന് മാനേജ്മെന്റ് ഓണേഴ്സ് മാറുന്നില്ല. ഓണേഴ്സ് മാറുന്നില്ല, ഓണേഴ്സ് സെയിം ആണ്, മാനേജ്മെന്റിനെ മാറ്റി. എന്റെ കമ്പനി മാനേജ് ചെയ്യുന്ന 4 പേരുണ്ട്, അവർ മര്യാദക്ക് മാനേജ് ചെയ്തു, ഞാൻ അവരെ മാറ്റി പുതിയ ആളുകൾ, ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യുന്ന മാനേജർ. ഞാൻ തന്നെ മാറി, ഞാൻ തന്നെ എന്റെ കമ്പനി എടുത്ത് വേറെ വിറ്റ്, ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്ത ഓണർഷിപ്പ്. ട്രൈ ടു അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് ദ ഡിഫറൻസ്. In first scenario, I am the owner. Okay, I have appointed some managers. Okay, managers are not performing, then I change the management. So that is the first point. Second point, I am selling my company to other person, changing the owners. Okay, Noda? Aditya? Okay, sir. Clear, sir. Okay. So the person who said point number 5, change in the legal or regulatory requirement. Change in the legal or regulatory requirement means change in the rules, change in the law. A change occurs in the law. For example, okay, ഇത്രയും കാലം നമ്മുടെ രാജ്യത്ത് VAT ആയിരുന്നു, വാല്യൂ ആഡഡ് ടാക്സ്. Now value added tax has been abolished. New thing came, which is the new thing, GST. When there is a change in the law or regulation, when there is a change in the law or regulation, I will issue the audit engagement letter. Is this point now clear? Is this point clear right now? Tell me, change in the legal or regulatory requirements, change in the law. Earlier there was VAT. Now VAT is abolished. Now new thing came. Another new thing, GST, goods and service tax. Services tax, yes. Goods and services tax. Yes. Yes. That's point number 5. Okay, Nada? Yes. Next, point number 8. Entity misunderstand. See, initially when I send the audit engagement letter, I have mentioned about my objective and scope. But what I mentioned and what the management understood is entirely different. So there is a communication gap. There is a misunderstanding. So when there is a misunderstanding, what happens? I will again explain to them. For example, right now I explained point number 8, but you didn't understand that point, right? So what happened? You again asked me to explain, right? So I again explained to you. Same way, initially I communicated my objective and scope, but the management misunderstood that. There is some kind of misunderstanding. So I am again sending. What is the question? What are the situations where you need to send again the audit engagement letter? This is one situation where the management misunderstands. Clear? Point number 8 പറഞ്ഞാണ്. Point number 8 പറഞ്ഞാണ് പോയാ. Hello. I don't know. Whatever. What about others? Please comment. What about others? Nice examples. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Clear answer. Got it, sir. Clear. Okay. So we are done with recurring audit. ഒരു ചെറിയ ഡൗട്ട്. Client's name is Kokila Private Limited. Kokila ഇവിടെ വന്നിട്ട് എന്നോട് പറയണം, sir, you have to do the audit of my company. I send an audit engagement letter where I express my terms and conditions. Now Kokila is not ready to agree or not ready to accept my terms and conditions. What should I do? Comment in the chat box. Question മനസ്സിലായല്ലോ? Sir, change private company to public company ഏതിലാ വരും എന്ന് മനസ്സിലായോടാ? Change from private company to public company ഏതിലാ വരുക എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഏതിൽ വന്നാലും ശരി, you have to send what? Audit engagement. If the change in the nature of the business, change in the nature of the entity, nature മാറിയില്ലേ, ഇത്രയും കാലമായി എന്തോ private ആയിട്ട് ഇപ്പൊ public ആയിട്ട് private, whatever. Okay, so when there's a change in the nature, you have to send what? Audit engagement letter. Okay, Anda? Yes. Okay. Ada, once again. Please listen here. There's a company called Kokila. Okay, Kokila has approached me and asked me to conduct the audit. I send an audit engagement letter, but my terms and conditions are not acceptable to the management. Management said no. What? Unrestricted access to the person's visibility? No. We are not ready to provide access to all the information. No. We will not provide access to all the information. You have to audit with the information we gave. What should I do? Tell me. What should I do in this situation? What should I do? Some of them are messaging withdraw. Okay. Answer is wrong. You can't withdraw without accepting. You can withdraw only if you accept the audit. If you have accepted the audit, then you can withdraw. Without accepting the audit, how can you withdraw? Answer is don't accept the work. I will give you an example. After qualifying CA, I went to a Big 4 company, EY. Okay, Ernst & Young. I went there for an interview. I attended the interview. They liked me. They are telling their terms and conditions. They are telling to me, Sanjay, our time schedule is morning 8 o'clock to night 8 o'clock, 12 hours. You have to work 12 hours. I said, no, I can't work. Then they said, then okay, fine. This is the terms and conditions. Then I'm saying, I'm resigning from here. At an interview, they have not even, what we say, and they have not even appointed me. Even before appointing me, when they are explaining the terms and conditions, can I say I'm resigning from here? Can I say I'm resigning from here? I can resign only if they have appointed me. I can resign only if they have appointed me. Yes. So I can withdraw only if I accept the work. Very simple. I can withdraw only if I have accepted the work. Without accepting, how can I withdraw? Those who said withdraw, I hope this example is clear to you. Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Got it, sir. Got it, sir. If the management or TCWG is imposing the limitation on the scope, if the management is imposing the limitation, what do you mean by limitation? Parithigal. The management is imposing limitation on the scope of my work. And that the auditor is believing that such limitation would result in disclaiming an opinion. What do you mean by disclaiming an opinion? I will discuss about disclaiming an opinion in SS 700 series. For time being, if you already know what is disclaiming an opinion, very fine, good. Okay. If those who don't know disclaiming an opinion, just write there without any opinion. Auditor without any opinion. Disclaiming an opinion means without any opinion. Without any opinion. Without any opinion. Sir, auditor changes audit engagement letter send. We will discuss about that next. Okay. See, I explained my terms and conditions. If they are not ready to accept the terms and conditions, or the terms and conditions, if I accept their terms and conditions, if it results in disclaiming an opinion, what do you mean by disclaiming an opinion? That is, an auditor needs to provide reasonable assurance. An auditor needs to provide reasonable assurance. But if their terms and conditions are in such a way that it will end up in providing limited assurance, can I accept the work? Tell me. Sir, can you tell me once again? See, please listen. See, I express my terms and conditions, but they are not ready to accept my terms and conditions. So they are telling their terms and conditions to me. The auditor believes that their terms and conditions will result in disclaiming an opinion, or if their terms and conditions will result in providing a limited assurance, can I accept the work? Tell me. By auditing, can I provide limited assurance? Tell me. No, sir. We can't provide, sir. Which assurance should we provide when we are auditing? What kind of assurance should we provide? A reasonable assurance. So if their terms and conditions results in providing limited assurance, we should not accept such work. Yeah. We should not accept such work. Manslayoda. Yes. So disclaiming an opinion means without any opinion. Without the auditor, without any opinion. I don't know whether the company's financial statement is true and fair. I don't know whether that is material misstatement. Means without any opinion. Without any opinion. Okay, Anoda? Yes. If the management is imposing limitation on the scope of the audit, and the auditor believes that the limitation is such an extent that he will end up in providing a disclaim opinion, or he will end up in providing a limited assurance, in such case, he should not accept such limited engagement. He should not accept such limited engagement. Is this point clear to you? Tell me. Please comment in the chat box, yes or no. Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Okay. And just one more thing, one more topic. We are done with the standard. Acceptance of change in engagement. Acceptance of change in engagement. Please. Break vanda. Okay, Anoda. Okay, no? Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Shall I move on to the next topic? And afterwards, we will take an entire revision. Shall I move on to the next topic? Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Okay, fine. My question is, see, before accepting the work, if the management is imposing the limitation on the scope, I should not accept the work. Before accepting the work, if the management is imposing limitation on my scope, I should not accept such work. Okay, no? Yes, sir. What if the management is imposing the limitation after accepting the work? What should I do? What if the management is imposing the limitation after I accept the work? Now, Kokila, see, initially I tell to Kokila, these are my conditions. She said, okay, sir, you come to audit, every condition is accepted. Once I accept the work, once I started my work, Now Kokila is asking me to change my terms and conditions. Now Kokila is asking me to change my terms and conditions. My question is, should I accept the management? Should I accept to the revised terms and conditions? Should I allow the management to revise the terms and conditions? Comment yes or no. Question manasalayo. I accepted the work. Now the management is coming and telling to me, Sanjay sir, you need to revise the terms and conditions. Should I accept or not? Everybody is saying no. Everybody is saying no. The answer is not no. So yes or no? Answer is not yes. Sir, then what is the answer, sir? Answer. See, when the management is approaching, see, think practically, think practically. Management, this is management. Okay, this is Kokila. Kokila is telling to me, Sanjay sir, you have to change the terms and conditions. What could be my response? I will ask to the management. See, Kokila, why are you asking me to change the terms and conditions? So I should ask the reason for the changes. I should ask the reason for the changes. Okay, Oda. Now the management will give me the reason. Now management will give me the reason. Okay. Now I have to check the reason. If the reason given by the management, the auditor feels the reason is justifiable. The auditor feels that the reason is justifiable. Okay. See, I'm not completed. Okay. If the first step, auditor should see whether the reasons are justified. If the auditor feels that the reason is justified. And second thing he should check is that auditor should see whether he can comply to all the standards in revised terms and conditions. Second point, auditor should check whether he can comply to all the standards in the revised terms and conditions. If both the answer is yes, you accept the change terms and conditions. If both the answer is yes, you should allow the management to revise the terms and conditions. Okay, Rhoda, I will tell again. Please. If the management has asked the auditor to change the terms and conditions after accepting, I should ask the management for the reason. If management will tell the reason, right? So I should check whether the reasons are justifiable or not. I should see whether the reasons are justifiable. If the reason is justifiable, second step, I should check whether I can comply to all the standards with the revised terms and conditions. Whatever be the revised terms and conditions, I should see whether I can comply to all the standards which is relevant to the audit. If the answer is yes, then now you can accept for the change of terms and conditions. If the answer is no, if the reasons given by the management is not justifiable, whatever be the reasons, the reason given by the management is not justifiable, or the auditor feels that with the revised terms and conditions, auditor will end up in providing limited assurance or a lower level of assurance in both the situations. See, please listen. This is a very simple topic. This is a very simple topic. Try to understand. See, management has approached the auditor to change the terms and conditions. So I will ask them the reason. So they will tell the reason. Situation number one, if the reasons are justifiable, I will see whether I can comply to all the standards with the revised terms and conditions. Okay or not? Yes. If the answer is yes, I will accept the change. I will accept to change the terms and conditions. Second situation, if the management has approached and tell me to change the terms and conditions, if the reason is not justifiable, or if the auditor feels that the revised terms and conditions, with the revised terms and conditions, auditor will end up in providing a limited assurance. Auditor will end up in providing a lower level of assurance. What should he do? What is an auditor supposed to do? He should, see here, he should withdraw from the audit engagement. In such situation, he should resign. He should withdraw. So why now you have used the word withdraw? Earlier when I tell withdraw, you said you should not use the word withdraw. But now you are using the term withdraw. Tell me why. Why have we used the term withdraw right now? Tell me. Because we have already accepted, right? We have already accepted the work. In this situation, we should withdraw. Because now the management has asked to change the terms and conditions after accepting the work. So after accepting the work, you should withdraw. Are you guys able to understand? Please tell me. Because already accept the work. Yes, sir. Clear, sir. Got it, sir. Yes, sir. Good, guys. Good. Okay. So first point is you should withdraw from the auditing engagement. Second, before withdrawing, see, you are appointed by some people, right? An auditor is appointed by the members of the company. Don't you think you have some obligation to tell to them before you resign? For example, നിങ്ങൾ എൻ്റെ ഓഫീസിൽ ജോലിക്ക് വന്നു. I appointed you in my company. So you have decided to resign and go. don't you think you have some obligation, some responsibility to inform me before leaving the job? Correct? Yes. So that is the second point. Determine where there is any obligation from the part of auditor to report to whom, to TCWG, to the management, to the owners. See whether we are having any obligation to report to any people before we are withdrawn. This is the 2 points. These are the 2 points. Are you able to understand? Clear? Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Got it, sir. Got it, sir. Yes, sir. So, and the management asked to change the terms and conditions. If the reason is not justifiable, what should we do? We should not accept the change terms and conditions. And if the auditor feels that with the revised terms and conditions, it will result in providing a limited assurance. If it results in providing limited assurance, what are we supposed to do? We should withdraw from the engagement. We should not. Can we use the term don't accept? No, because we have already accepted. So we should withdraw from the engagement. Before withdrawing, what are we supposed to do? We should see whether there is no obligation from my part to inform to any other people, to report to any people like management, ownership, TCWG, blah, 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 blah. Maybe you have learned in section 140, subsection 2. Before resignation, we have to submit something form called Form 883. You remember? Companies Act. At the time of resignation, within 30 days, section 140, subsection 2. I will teach you, don't worry. Okay? Yes. Got it, sir. We are done with the standard, Baba. We are done with the standard. SA 210 is done. Done and dusted. See? You can just read this, okay? You can just read this. Whatever I have said, the same thing is there in the book. Whatever I have said right now, the same thing is there in the book. Nothing else. Okay? My pen is also not working, but still I will try to write. Oh shit. Oh. If the reason is justifiable, what should we do? If the reason is justifiable, I should see whether I can comply to all SA with the revised terms and conditions, with the revised terms. If the answer is yes, agree to change. Agree to change. If the answer is, screen tell me. Screen yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it, sir. If the answer is not justifiable, the reason is not justifiable, what should we do? If the auditor feels that with the revised terms, audit ends up in providing lower assurance, what should he do? Withdraw. Pinna, see whether he is having any obligation to report. Manasalayoda, please. Just take a screenshot, please. I will. Screenshot okay, no? Comment in the chat box. Yes. Yes, no. Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Okay. What could be the reason why the management has asked the auditor to change the terms and conditions? Initially, Kokila has accepted my terms and conditions, right? Now Kokila is asking me to change the terms and conditions. What could be the reason? Tell me. What could be the reason? Please tell me. Do you know? Do you know the reason? What could be the reason? What could be the reason? See, these are the reasons. These are the reasons. Whatever you are seeing in the screen. A request from the client. Just a second. Okay. A request from the client. Change the engagement may result from. To change the engagement may result from. First one. A change in circumstance affecting the need for service. Change in circumstance. For example, I will give you 2 examples. Try to understand because examples makes the concepts clear. Try to understand from my examples. Example number 1. Earlier, Kokila needs to get her GST audited. Okay. Now, GST department has issued a circular that GST audit is exempted for every company. Okay. So, do I need to provide GST service now? Do I need to provide GST service to the client? No. When there's a change in the circumstance which is affecting the need for service. Right now, whether Kokila needs my GST audit. Right now, whether Kokila needs her GST to get audited. No, right? So when there's a change in the circumstance affecting the need for service. Earlier, she wants to get her GST audited. Right now, she does not want her GST to be audited. Why, sir? Because GST department has issued a circular. Our department is GST audit venda, ആർക്കും GST audit വേണ്ട. അപ്പോൾ ഇനിയിപ്പോൾ GST audit വേണ്ട എന്നാണെങ്കിൽ GST audit വേണ്ട എന്നാണെങ്കിൽ ഇനിയിപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ terms and conditions അവർ മാറ്റാൻ പറയില്ലേ? Don't you think Kokila will come and tell me to change the terms and conditions? First point okay ആവടാ. First point okay ആവടാ. Change in the circumstance affecting the need for service. Clear അല്ലേ? Yes. Second example for the same point. That's a company called Aditya. Okay. Aditya went to bank for taking loan. So bank said to the Aditya, go and get your financial statement audited, then only we will give you the loan. So Aditya came to Sanjay Prabhu and said, Sanjay sir, and the financial statement audit here, make the bank with the loan one. Okay, fine. I said my terms and conditions, she accepted. So I was auditing. At the same time, one of her friend from USA said to Aditya, why are you taking loan when I am at USA? I will give you the how much amount do you want? Tell me. I will give you. Tell me. How much amount do you want? She said 2 crore. Now, whether Aditya needs to get her accounts audited, tell me. Now, whether Aditya requires my service, she already received the fund. ഇനി അവർക്ക് ബാങ്ക് ലോൺ വേണോ? വേണ്ട. ബാങ്ക് ലോൺ വേണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഇനി അവർക്ക് ഓഡിറ്റ് വേണോ? വേണ്ട. Change in the circumstance affecting the need for service. Change in the circumstance affecting the need for service. Write that. Whatever example I have said right now, write that. This is there in your textbook, right? Write that. Another example is on GST audit abolished. GST audit has been exempted to all. Second example, bank loan. Okay, Anada? Yes. Second one, misunderstanding. Management misunderstand the nature of audit. Some kind of misunderstanding happens. So management is asking me, sir, Sanjay sir, we need to change the terms and conditions because we have misunderstood something. There is some kind of miscommunication happened. Some kind of communication gap has occurred right now. So we need to change the terms and conditions. Some kind of misunderstanding has happened. Third one, restriction on the scope of engagement. Some kind of restriction has been imposed on the scope of engagement. I will give you two examples. A restriction on the scope of engagement, whether imposed by the management or by the circumstance. For example, okay, management has agreed to the auditor that they will give access to all the information. They will give access to the people within the organization. But what happens is like COVID, lockdown, everything is locked down, shut down. Now, can I access to the books of accounts there? Can I go there and audit? No. Can I do the physical verification? No. So when there's a change in the terms and conditions, don't you think we need to change the terms and conditions? COVID, everywhere it is locked down. Can I go there and access the books of account? Can I ask to the people within the organization? No. So a restriction has been imposed on the scope. Now can I go and ask questions to the people there? No. Now can I go there and access to the information? No. A restriction has been imposed on the scope by circumstance. In such situation, management will ask us to change the terms and conditions. I will tell you a practical example. Before COVID, after COVID, during that particular financial year, 1920 financial year, initially we said our audit fees but when COVID happened, lockdown was there, right? So all business were down. So initially we agreed for a fees, like my audit fees is 5 lakh rupees. Now our business is down. Now can they afford my 5 lakh rupees? No, they can't afford my 5 lakh rupees. So they will ask me to reduce the fees. Don't you think that is a change in the terms and conditions? Please comment in the chat box. Or you want me to again explain? Please tell me. Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Good. Yes, sir. Clear, sir. Okay. So ഈ പോയിന്റ് ആണ് ചോദിച്ചത്. കോവിഡിന് മുന്നേ നമ്മുടെ ഫീസ് ഒക്കെ പറഞ്ഞു എന്ന് വിചാരിക്കാം. കോവിഡ് വന്നപ്പോൾ ലോക്ക്ഡൌൺ ആയി, അവർക്ക് ബിസിനസ് ഇല്ലാത്ത സമയത്ത് നമുക്ക് നമ്മുടെ ഇത്രയും ഫീസ് ഒക്കെ പറഞ്ഞാൽ അവർക്ക് തരാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾക്ക് അവരെന്ത് പറഞ്ഞു, സർ ടേംസ് ആൻഡ് കണ്ടീഷൻ മാറ്റണം സർ പ്ലീസ് സർ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. So that's the need to change the terms and conditions. So these are the 3 points you should memorize. These 3 points you should learn. Okay, this is very important point. What are the 3 points? Change in the circumstance affecting the need for service, misunderstanding happens, and third one, restriction on the scope of engagement either by the management or by the circumstance. Okay, Noda. We are done with audit. Done and dusted. We are done with audit. We are done not with audit. We are done with SA 210.